Good morning, Mwalimu Patricia.
Good morning to you.
How have you been since we last met?
I have been fine. How about you?
Fine too. Are you ready for the journey?
Yes, I am.
Meet Kadogo, my grandchild. Mwalimu, please take good care of her in Mombasa.
Indeed, I will.
And by the way, she's a very stubborn girl.
But I'm very sure she is also a good girl.
Bye, my grandchild. I will miss you.
Bye, Grandma. I miss you, Mom.
Don't get too emotional. We will be back soon.
Mwalimu, will there be many IDPs at the meeting? Where are they coming from? By the way, what exactly is an IDP?
Wait, Kadogo. I will explain everything to you about displacement. IDPs are persons or groups of persons who have been forced out of their homes because of certain circumstances. This happens as a result of or in order to avoid the effects of armed conflict, situations of generalized violence, violation of human rights, or natural or human-made disasters. All IDPs in Kenya are Kenyans.
What about those Kenyans who fled to Uganda?
Those who cross over to Uganda are refugees. They cross an internationally recognized border. Other laws and protection frameworks apply to them.
What causes one to be an IDP?
There are 3 types of displacement. First, disaster-induced displacement. This includes floods, landslides, fire, and droughts. Droughts force pastoralists to move in search of water and pasture. This often leads to tension and violence. Second, conflict-induced displacement. This is a form of displacement resulting from human interaction. Examples include war, civil war, or any other forced movement due to persecution, whether this is because of ethnicity, religion, or political views. As a result of 2007-2008 post-election violence, over 600,000 Kenyans were displaced. Thirdly, development and resource-induced displacement. This is a type of displacement as a result of infrastructure developments for transportation, housing, urbanization, factories, mining, and conservation efforts.
Now I understand. I am a victim of conflict-induced displacement.
What happened to your family?
Our house in Ruma was burnt down. I lost my parents and my sister during the 2007-2008 post-election violence. I was lucky. My grandmother and I stayed at the showgrounds in Eldoret and then went back to Huruma. It has been difficult because we have little to survive on, even though the government gave us some money. I am not sure if I will go to Form 2 because my grandmother cannot get the fees. I am worried my aspirations to become a doctor will not be met.
Pole sana Kadogo. I believe God has better plans for you. But also, don't forget education has no end. Hello, Mzee Lodiang. Habari gani? How is Oloitoktok? Meet Kadogo here.
Hi, Mzee Lodiang.
Good afternoon, Patricia and Kadogo. I didn't expect to meet you today. What a sight for sore eyes. Patricia, ever since we last met, I've been having really hard time indeed. Last year, there was a serious drought in my place, and as a result, I lost several herds of cattle. I decided to go to the neighboring village in search of water and pasture. But the community there rejected me, since there was scarcity of water there also. Coming back home, I lost several herds of cattle to cattle rustlers. And as we speak, I really miss my family. I really do. But I still have hope.
Patricia, karibuni sana Mombasa. How was the trip?
Swale, asante sana. It was alright. Good to see you. Meet Kadogo and Mzee Lodian.
Karibuni sana.
Asante.
Let's have a rest. Are we ready for tomorrow's workshop?
Yes,
we are.
Mr. Saleh, are you also an IDP?
Yes, I got evicted as a result of development project in my area. What pains me even more, I'm not assured of compensation for the land that has been in my family for generations. Another problem, I don't have a title deed, as I have never seen a reason to have one. I am happy for the development achieved, but not at the expense of being homeless.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dan from Kituo Cha Sheria, and I'm very thankful that you find time to be in this workshop today. We are here to talk about prevention of displacement, assistance and protection for IDPs. We will also find durable solutions to some of our problems. Karibuni sana. Kituo Cha Sheria is happy to hold this workshop on internal displacements. We have invited IDPs from every corner of the country. Internal displacements happens everywhere and can happen to anyone. First of all, before I begin, I'd like to give you more information about the legal frameworks. We are happy the President signed the IDP Act in 2012. What this means is there's a legal framework that assigns responsibilities to the national and county governments. Also, to our rescue, we have the amended Lands Act. We are glad to cooperate with the National Consultative Coordination Committee and the National Land Commission to help the IDPs. In addition, allow me to introduce a member of the County Government of Mombasa.
You know, we hear about National Lands Commission. We'd like them to tell us how they can help us resolve the issue of land ownership and compensation.
Our problem is water scarcity. We need more wells for our cattle. We need the government and donors to assist us. And another thing, we need a competitive market for our animals so that we can sell them as opposed to them dying.
Deforestation can also be avoided when people plant 2 or more trees in the place of 1. This way, we can have enough rainfall and pasture. The government can also deploy more anti-stock theft police in pastoral areas so that our livestock are safe as well.
I am Swale. The government should give us alternative land.
The biggest problem is we didn't have title deeds. That is why they evicted us so easily.
I am Edward from Nakuru. In our camp, we had medical services from the Red Cross. That saved many. But I know, in other camps, some IDPs got seriously sick and died.
The government and the relevant institutions should ensure that all IDPs are recognized and adequately compensated.
All right. Thank you all. Now let's hear from an official of the National Consultative Coordination Committee.
Thank you. As an IDP, it's important to be registered for accountability when compensation and repatriation takes place. IDPs are classified as integrated, those who went back to their ancestral land to stay with their relatives and friends. The other group are camp IDPs. Many of those were resettled by the government.
The National Land Commission deals with a lot of issues. Important for you to know is that we issue title deeds to the rightful land owners. We also issue eviction notice for evictions of public lands, as well as compensation and resettlement in cases of acquisition of land.
Thank you for that input. And also, thank you very much for your very useful contributions. Now we begin the creative part. Let's all write down our solutions and messages, and as we write them, we'll join them into a comic that we'll use to spread the messages.
Hey everybody, read our comic book!
What an exhausting day, but a very fruitful one. Can we now unwind?
You know, as much as everything we discussed today is still work in progress, I do feel very optimistic about our future.